everyone. Thank you
Hello.
to hello. Thank you for attending my informative speech over sports betting on a football game. Have you ever been in a conversation with people that talk about how they won a certain amount of money or how they lost a certain amount of money on a football game? Were you curious about how they managed to win or lose the bet? First of all, what exactly is sports betting? Sports betting is an activity of predicting the result of a sports game and place the money on a predicted outcome. On this topic, I will give you some information about how to bet on a football game. According to CNN.com, on May 18, 2018, the U.S. Supreme Court lifted the ban of sports gambling with a 6-3 ruling, which allowed all states to form bills to legalize sports gambling as they wish to do so. According to APnews.com, for us Arkansans, the first legal sports book kicked off on July 1st, 2019 at Oakland Gaming and Racing in Hot Springs. According to bestuscasinos.org, in 2019, there were more than $15 billion placed on the sports betting in this country. So I have been an avid football fan for a long time. I also have been an active sports bettor for 6 years now. So how do you bet on a football game? Let us talk about three basic ways. First, we talk about point spread. Second, we'll talk about total score. Lastly, we'll talk about money line. So when you make a bet, there will be three possible outcomes. It's either you win, lose, or push on the bet. So let's begin with point spread. According to OddsShark.com, point spread is a number of points set by odds makers before the game to provide an advantage or disadvantage based on the margin of victory or defeat. When two teams play, the favor or the better team is the team that is expected to win, and the underdog or the worst team that is expected to lose. Here is an example. The Dallas Cowboys -6 at New York Giants +6. In this particular game, the Cowboys is favorite team because the -6 means they are 6 points better than the Giants, says the odds maker. On the other hand, the Giants is the underdog team because +6 means they are 6 points worse than the Cowboys. So anytime a team with a minus number is a favor or the better team, and the underdog or the worst team will have a plus number. And how to determine if the bet was won, lost, or pushed. The number behind the team was the margin at the end. They will have to win over if the team is a favor, or they have to lose within if they are an underdog. If the bet met the condition above, this bet was considered a winner, and it's also called cover the spread. Vice versa, the bet was a loser, and it's called not cover the spread. When the margin of victory or defeat was the same as the number of the spread, the bet was considered a push, and the money and the wager would be returned. Using the example from earlier, the spread of the game was the Cowboys -6 and the Giants +6. If the score at the end would be the Cowboys 24 and the Giants 13, which the Cowboys won by 11 points, then Cowboys -6 would be the winner and the Giants +6 will be the loser. If the score at the end were 27 for the Cowboys and the 21 for the Giants, then Cowboys won by 6 points and the bet was a push. Now we have talked about point spread. Let's talk about total score. The total score is a combined score of both teams at the end of the game. A game can be placed either on over or under the number of scores set by the odds makers. Here's an example. According to ESPN.com, in the last Super Bowl, which was Super Bowl 54 between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs, the total score set by the odds makers before the game was 53, At the end of the game, the San Francisco 49ers scored 20 and the Chiefs scored 31, which the combined score was 51. Therefore, the under bet was the winner and the over bet was the loser. So how the total bet to be considered a push? Well, you guessed it right. That's when the final combined score was exactly equal to the number that was set by the odds maker before the game. Then the bet was considered a push. Now we have talked about point spread and total score. Let's talk about money line. Money line betting is pretty straightforward. Simply just betting on which team would win the game at the end. but the odds will be different depending on how good or bad the team is. So how do you bet on football game? We talked about three basic ways of betting. First, we talk about point spread. Second, we talk about total score. Lastly, we talked about money line. Finally, you learn how to bet on football and three basic ways of placing wagers. If you are a beginner who has a profound interest in football and who likes to bet for fun, then please remember to gamble responsibly. Nothing in excess is good. And good luck to everyone. Thank you.